That's nice.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Board Game Breakfast. We're back, or at least I'm back. Actually, no, we're all back because we were pirated last week.
That's right. I remember that. They were dark days.
Well, welcome to the show, Mr. Z Garcia and Mr. Stephen Bonacore.
Hello, everybody.
See, if I introduce him, it's just the name. All righty. Well, folks, if you're watching this, we appreciate you coming on to our show and watching us and joining us today. If you're watching us, I'd like to remind you that currently the Dice Tower Kickstarter is running. If you like what we do over the course of a year, we ask that you consider backing us, and you can find that at dicetowerkickstarter.com. It has funded yesterday at 5, what time was it? It was like 6 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and so we've reached our first stretch goal. Eric Summer and my audio show is a go. So we'll be working on that, and we'll get more details on that as time goes by. We also, because of Kickstarter, we want to thank some of our supporters from last year: David Yaron, Thomas Hill, Michael Donald Paul Keys. That's a solid name.
That's a really
Edward
good
Marietta,
name.
Nicholas Roscoe, and Christopher. Thank you all very much.
Can I like address all those names?
Can I address some of the controversial stretch goals that you put in there?
No.
I don't believe we have any controversial stretch goals.
I don't know. You used my name without authorization.
Actually, we used your name twice.
Twice.
Once was because you and I are going to do a Gloomhaven playthrough together. Apparently, without your knowledge.
We agreed on that one. The other one,
Mr.
Bonacore's wrong video?
Are we really using your name, though, if it doesn't say the Podfather of Games?
That's true.
You got.
I believe Bonacore was given to me by my father, and therefore...
I'll see you in court.
I'll see you in court.
No, thank you. All right, well... folks, we're going to just jump right into today's episode here. We got some contributors, and then we'll be back with a game show that you're going to be involved in.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, we are Ryan and Bethany.
From Ryan Bethany Board Game Reviews.
Today we're talking about Talisman Harry Potter. In this game, it is obviously a derivative of Talisman, rethemed into the Harry Potter wizarding world. All right, so this time you have an outer ring that is basically the all the different locations that you might come across in the wizarding world. The inner ring is all the different grounds, all different areas all over the grounds of Hogwarts. And the inner ring is the Hogwarts castle itself, where ultimately you have to get through this gauntlet to get to Voldemort so that you can defeat him. Alright, so this is just like Talisman, a roll and move game, which isn't for everyone, and it also has some kind of those dated mechanics. It's a little bit of a grind. You have to kind of build up your magical stats, build up your might stats, so that you can eventually take on the next level of bad guys that you might come across. So you're kind of grinding through, building up your stats, grinding through again to build up your stats to get to the next level, to the next level, to the next level, so that you can ultimately defeat Voldemort.
Yeah, this game, plain and simple, was just not for me. Of all the Harry Potter themed games out there, including Uno, this would be the one I'd least likely like to play. It just wasn't fun. We spent a lot of time trying to build up our stats, but we were doing the same thing and we didn't have a lot of control over it, and it just wasn't something that I, as a gamer, enjoyed with my gaming style.
One of the things that we actually did, one of the times that we played the most recent time, is we actually kind of accelerated our stats a little bit. So it's okay, we're both just going to take 2 magic really quick, and then
just go on with
shortened off like a half an hour off of the length of the game, just to kind of have the experience without having the grind of it a little bit.
The game wants you to do that, because in the very last ring, when you get there, you're basically just getting attacked every square you go. So you need to have a lot of stuff built up, because you will be attacked, but we just pre-built it up.
If you're a fan of the original Talisman, I think you're still going to enjoy this. It's kind of cleaned up some things, made things a little bit faster. If you're a fan of Harry Potter,
there's other games.
There's other games for you. If you are not wanting a long strategic game that you have to think way ahead in the future, you just want a kind of a simple game where you're just rolling and moving, building your stats up and going through the day, you might still get a good time out of this, especially maybe with some younger family members or something like that. You might want to check out Talisman Harry Potter. For us personally, though, it was a pass.
Well, if you want to hear more from us, you can find us on Facebook or YouTube. We are Ryan Bethany Board Game Reviews. This is Ryan and Bethany, hoping you have a happy, healthy breakfast.
Bye everybody.
Guys.
Hey, I'm Jordan. I'm here to talk about a weeknight game. And when I talk about weeknight games, I'm usually, of course, a game that plays pretty quickly, but I'm usually talking about games that play, well with 2 players. Now, this game, it plays with 2, but I do think it plays better with more players because I think the auctions in it are more interesting then. But I really do enjoy this game, and this is a game that I have enjoyed playing recently when I have a group of maybe 3 or more. On a weeknight, and that is 10 by AEG. Now 10 is from the same design team that brought us Point Salad and Truffle Shuffle. I think it's a really, really solid game, really has some really interesting things going along with it. I don't know if it's as good as Point Salad, but I think it's up there. It's really good. And so in this game, you shuffle up a deck of cards, you put it in the middle of the table, setup is done. And you're just going to flip over these cards when it's your turn, and you're trying not to bust. If you go over 10, you bust. And some cards are going to be adding to the total, some cards are going to be subtracting from the total, some cards are going to be giving you some income, and some cards are going to be put up for auction. I think the auction works better with more than 2 players. Those wild cards are what's going to be auctioned here. You're just trying to collect cards in order to get runs of cards that are the same color, like of consecutive numbers. It has a really basic core to the game, but it has some interesting decisions with that push your luck and also with the auctioning, because you are trying to not lose all your income because sometimes you don't know when another wild card is going to come up, and you can use that income at the end of each round to maybe buy a card that somebody busted earlier in the game and to fill in those slots. So there's some interesting decisions with that money as well. So this is a really great game whenever you have kind of a bigger group, or if you're just gonna, like a filler style game, you can play this one in between other games. It works super well for that because there is no setup and you can get in and out of the game pretty quickly and just have a ton of fun while you're doing it. So that is 10 by AEG, another great kind of small box card game that they've been churning out over the last couple of years. I'm Jordan. Thanks.
All right, welcome back to our game show. It is Z versus Mr. Bonagor versus the people. Although the people, you are playing this by answering polls. This is one of my favorite games to do. I'm going to put some polls in the YouTube chat, so click on the poll there and vote on your answer. And then I'm going to give the answers to Mr. Bonagor and Z, and they're going to try to pick the one that people the second most. So here's how scoring works. Very simple this time. If you pick the second most answer, you get 3 points. Otherwise, you get no points. All right. If you pick the first most answer, you give the people 2 points. And if you pick the lowest answer, you give the people 2 points.
Oh.
So,
how are we ever going to beat the people? That sounds like a mathematical impossibility. But okay.
Well, no, because if you pick the third and fourth answers, nobody gets anything. So if you keep picking the second, you'll win.
So we need the second, not the third and fourth, and
That's
certainly
correct.
Not the first
Only
and last.
the second counts. All right, first poll is in the...
You're just stacking this against us. You want the people to win.
No,
yes.
I do not.
Yes.
I don't think either of you understand math. So my first question is, did you take math in high school? No. The first question is this. So Kickstarter's on my brain, but I know most people who are watching probably have backed the Kickstarter about board games. But if you were backing something that wasn't board games and you had to back another Kickstarter, which of these would you pick? Music, like an artist who's putting out some music, food, toys, books, technology, or helping a business get started? Which of these would you back? Now, Z, you know which one I would pick.
I do indeed.
So which of these, besides board games, and there's not on the list anyway, would you pick to back on Kickstarter?
Yes.
Is this a poll you put up? Is that how you're getting this
Yes,
information?
the people are voting on it as we speak.
It's right over here, and if I look out the corner of my eye, I can cheat, but no, I can't see it. I just told the people I would not be looking over there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we can't pick the same one, or can we?
You can't pick the same one. We're going to go back and forth because only one person's going to get 3 points. So as the home team, Z, you have to go second because that's how baseball works. So, Mr. Bonacor, you'll bat first.
Sorry that I'm not part of the home team. I mean, I feel like a second-class citizen.
Z is literally here in the same house as me.
I can reach over and smack Tom right now.
How much for that, please?
All right, remember, you're trying to pick the second highest one.
That'd be great if we could get somebody to put their arm in there.
I want to pick the second one here.
All right, what are you picking?
This is number 1. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with food.
Okay, that's food. Okay, and Z.
I think that's a bad pick.
I'm gonna go with helping a business succeed, gathering funds, that sort of thing. There's certainly some here that I would avoid. In fact, there's 2 I specifically would avoid. I would avoid food, which I know is your pick, Tom, and I would avoid tech.
I would also avoid tech. I've learned my lesson. All right. In fact, I once again bought something on Kickstarter, hoping to get it for my wife's birthday or Christmas. Still has not shown up.
Yep.
And that was, I backed it back in like 19. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, so the lowest one, which if either of you had picked it would give the people 2 points, was music.
Yeah, that's what I had in my head. I put it here.
But the second lowest one, which was the lowest for a while, and some votes brought it up, was food. So you almost gave the people 2 points, Mr. Bonacore.
This guy.
Z, unfortunately, yours was number 4, helping a business get started.
Okay.
Books
No
was
points.
number 3. The number 1 easily was toys.
Toys.
And technology was number 2, which surprised me. I did not expect that to be that way.
Don't do it, folks. By the time you get that computer, it's only going to have 30 pin connectors. It's going to be old.
All right, so
no score.
But no score. 0-0-0. Okay? See, it's not built towards the people. All right? Anyway, the next one here, I thought about fundraising, and a lot of people fundraise in schools. This may be an American thing. I don't know how much it happens overseas. But if you're going to fundraise in school, which I despise with all my heart, but if you're going to do it, which of these is the best way to do it? Okay. Doing car washes, a yard garage sale, selling cookies or sweets, simply asking the parents for money, having a big fair or carnival, or doing chores for local folk. So what's the best way? These are all ways that I've been involved with raising money when I was a teacher. Car washes,
the 4th one? Yeah, go ahead.
Yard garage sales, selling cookies or sweets, simply asking the parents for money, having a big fair or carnival, or doing chores for local people.
What's the best way to raise funds for a school? Z goes first, right?
He does go first. This is a tough one.
This is a tough one.
I know. I know 1, 2, 3. So which one is 2?
I don't know. I'm not worried. I'm going to shoot for the top somewhere. I just don't. Even if I give them the 1, I want to be near the top. So I'm going to go with yard sale. I think a yard sale or a garage sale is a good way to both raise money and clear out some clutter. It's a good reason to force yourself to do it, you know. So
then
seems like a worthy pursuit.
Therefore, I will go with cookies. Because, well, everybody loves cookies. Especially Nasi and Tom.
Now, which of these, before we go to the people's choice, which of these do you prefer?
Well, I don't have children, so I've never had to. I have given money. I have taken my car to a car wash that kids were doing.
Sure.
I bought things at yard sale that was for charity, and I bought cookies, like a lot of Girl Scout cookies in my life.
My personal preference is the one that Z mentioned, which is the yard garage sale. Although the fair I also like because it's a fun thing to do.
Yeah, the car wash is pretty brutal. I've been involved with those as a teacher, and they suck. Those are brutal.
Why are they?
Good news.
Good exercise.
Car wash and chores for local people tied for the lowest.
Good.
All right.
Good.
Number 4
Really?
was the yard garage sale.
Come on,
Number
folks. Put
3
some love in your heart.
was the carnival and fair.
Okay.
Which means, Bonagor, either you got 3 points or you gave the people 2. So number 2 had 29 votes. Number 1 had 58. Double.
Oh.
And number 2 is simply ask parents for money. And number 1, sell cookies and sweets.
You messed up.
So the people have 2 points.
It's a dumb scoring system.
You messed up.
How would this have been a better scoring system? You gave the points to the people regardless.
It's still a dumb scoring system. I can't get points.
Well, if you pick the number
get
2
good.
answer.
You get good, you get points.
Get good at it. That's how you get
Was
points.
this simply asking parents for money on your 1, 2, 3?
No, it wasn't.
So what are you talking about then?
I figured asking parents for money would be near the bottom of the list, you know.
Actually, for a lot of parents, Z, they appreciate that because
They don't got to do any work.
you don't got to do any work. Just, oh, you want another $50 here?
Yeah, here you go. I don't got to bake cookies.
If you've ever had to take your kid door to door, it's terrible. All right. Now, let's go to the other side, the Bonacor side. If someone is selling something for a fundraiser, which of these would tempt you? These are all things that people sell, for fundraisers. So, and in this category, I actually have an other. So you can pick other for this one. But the ones that aren't other are wrapping paper, chocolate.
Wait. Like they'll wrap it for you, or
No. Like selling wrapping paper, Christmas wrapping paper, holiday
is a pretty
wrapping
big
paper.
school fundraiser thing.
Yeah, I've seen
never
those.
heard of it. Okay.
Yep, wrapping paper.
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Cookies.
Cookies again.
T-shirts and coupon books. Like the local coupon books for people in the area.
Or other.
And other. So we got wrapping paper, chocolate, cookies, T-shirts, coupon books, or other.
Which would I prefer that somebody came up to me?
It says the question is, which tempts you the most?
That's one.
So beer would be under other.
I don't think kids are allowed to go fundraise by selling beer. There's a host of laws that would prevent that.
Hello, sir. We're trying to go to the swim competition. Would you like to buy this IPA?
I think that's a great idea because I'd be all in.
How cute. I'll take it all.
I'll take it. How many
there
cases you got?
There would be a line of kids selling it outside his house. All right, it's your turn.
You got
go
it,
in.
kid. Go swim your heart out. Give me all these cases of beer.
All right, Mr. Monaco, you're first this time.
All right. I'm first this time. And I need to get number 2, not number 1. I'm gonna go with cookies this time again because I'm thinking maybe another one went atop of that one.
All right.
I feel like that's what I would have gone with. Ooh. Maybe. I think chocolate and cookies are 1 and 2.
Right?
Maybe.
Maybe that was my thought process. Maybe.
So you know what? Maybe cookies is 1 and chocolate is 2. So I'm taking chocolate.
That's a very good idea. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Well, Z, you were correct that a lot of people did not pick wrapping paper. Only 4 people voted for that. It comes in at number 6. T-shirts at number 5. Coupon books at number 4. I'm surprised because that's the one thing I buy from kids.
Yeah, you do that one. I know you've done that in the past for sure. But then you need to use them. You got to unload it. That one has a long tail. That's what I don't like about it.
Yeah, that's true. And my wife is like, well, we're looking where to go out to eat. She's flipping through the coupon book. And I'm like, I don't care about that.
Just stressed. I want to be done with that transaction and not think about it anymore.
Just give me the chocolate. I eat it. We're done.
Yeah, don't ever come back again, kid, unless you bring IPA.
Other is number 3.
So
you guys are right. Cookies and chocolate. So the people are getting 2 points no matter what.
All right, here we go.
Number 2 with 33 votes. Number 1 at 51. Number 2 is chocolate.
Yeah!
Yes! You
messed
picked
up,
cookies.
Oh, I picked the cookie. Oh, come on, I picked the cookie.
Yeah, see, that's what happens when you drink all those beers. You mess up.
All right, so the score currently, Mr. Bonacor has 0, Z has 3, and the people have 4.
Ah, I can't win, Tom.
Well, you could if he wouldn't pick the people's first choice.
Well, but I can't help what he picks. It's
so
just
now
a sort
I'm
of option where I can predict what he's going to win, what he's going to pick, and then I eliminate his possibility from answering. No, that's too
Maybe next time. All right.
We'll do it in the expansion.
Let's jump to cookies. All right, so we're on cookies here. What's your favorite cookie? Here are your options.
Raisin, what's that one with the...
Yeah,
oatmeal
raisin. Oatmeal raisin. That's
everyone's favorite.
Well, that's
actually
chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin, sugar cookie, Oreos.
Slow down.
Peanut butter.
Raisin.
And cookies with icing. For the love of all that's holy, chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin, sugar cookies, Oreos, peanut butter, and cookies with icing.
TV, cookies with icing. One of these is a brand name, and literally none of the other ones are. What's up with that?
Yeah.
I felt like throwing a wrench into it.
Well, next time, Nutter Butter or bust. All right?
I don't think a lot of the world knows what Nutter Butters are, although I know Oreos are international.
Oh, okay.
Probably. Go ahead, Z. I think Z's up, right? Me.
Z is up.
Yeah.
I think I know what people like, and it's sad. It saddens me.
No, doesn't sadden me.
I don't like it.
How could you not like any of these?
No. I like.
They're cookies.
Actually, we'll explain this after it's over, but I know what Z's thinking. And I gifted him this particular cookie the other day, and he scorned me.
I'm going to go with Oreo. I think Oreo's coming in at 2.
All right.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure I know number 1.
You know nothing.
Oh, yeah, I know. No. You know what? So is it possible still that I might win this, or I might just give points to the people at this point so Z doesn't win?
On purpose?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't want to.
Boo! No,
well,
you can still win this.
I can. All right, take it easy. Take
Only
it easy out there.
light beer for you from now on.
Yeah. All right.
Brand name beer too.
All right. I'm gonna actually. I know you scoffed at it, but I think chocolate chip is number 1. So I'm actually gonna go with oatmeal raisin because I love a good oatmeal raisin cookie. I love them. So I mean, you sound like you were saying they're terrible, but no. I think people
oatmeal
like
raisin. Oatmeal raisin would be my pick as well. I mean, for my favorite. But I do think chocolate chip is 1.
Chocolate chip is probably 1.
Z does not like chocolate chip that much, unfortunately.
Oh, that's probably my favorite, but it's a good chocolate chip, not like out of the box that you buy at a store.
I'm a big fan of sugar cookies, as evidenced by my recent experience with them.
Weight gain? Okay, go ahead.
Hey, whoa.
Hey, no shaming.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
Man,
Okay,
somebody just won themselves a
for
case of
everyone
Coors
but
Light.
Mr. Bonacor. All right, last place was cookies with icing, which is weird because they sell them at the mall. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Number 5 was a tie, or number 4 was a tie. Oreos and sugar cookies.
Dang it.
Number 1 by a mile was chocolate chip.
Ooh.
72 votes. 24 and 22 were numbers 2 and 3. But Mr. Bonacor, you just missed out. Oatmeal raisin is 3rd. Peanut butter is 2nd.
Peanut butter, that most
so no
elusive
points
of butters.
for anybody.
That was interesting. I would not have predicted it to go that way.
Peanut butter cookies are good.
I love them. I like cookies, but
all right, here's a weird question.
Not good for me.
Okay. Oh, these have all been normal, yeah.
Oh, the cookie one is super normal, so whatever.
No,
right, which of these?
I've never been asked about cookies.
Let's get back to board games. I was looking, and there's a board game from Taco Bell. There's a board game from DoorDash, which I ran over with my car. So which of these popular chains would you want to make a board game? And I know that you might say none of them, but too bad you have to pick one. All right, so we have McDonald's, Starbucks, Walmart, Home Depot, Office Max, and Subway. And that's the order I thought of them in.
Subway.
McDonald's, Starbucks, Walmart, Home Depot, Office Max, and Subway.
I love it. Subway, play fresh.
I was going to put Amazon on the list, but then I thought, I think Amazon has a board game, probably.
Do they? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think any of these.
I know the one that I know the one that I want. I absolutely 100% know the one that I want.
All right. Well, I think is this Z going first this time?
No.
It's you.
I said Oreo first,
me.
so yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna pick the one that I think is that I would not completely have a revulsion toward if I heard about it, because most of these are revolting in every way, shape, and form. But I'm gonna say Home Depot because let me tell you, my remodeling project continues to go on, and if there's a way of getting around this with a board game that could like make my head not explode from all the crap going on here, maybe that would help me. Home Depot.
All right, Z, what about you?
I guess I'm gonna go with the same logic I used last time. I think Home Depot and Starbucks are 1 and 2.
Okay.
So
you're picking Starbucks?
Since you took Home Depot, I will go Starbucks.
All right.
I think anybody's got a chance here except for Mickey D, probably.
It's not going to be Walmart, the board game. No.
Number 6 is Office Max, actually, and I'm surprised in that because I figured. Anyway, well, whatever.
Yeah, I actually thought that would probably be last or.
Number 5, Walmart. Number 4, McDonald's, which doubled Walmart's score. Number 3, Subway. So you're right. Z again, the number 1 and the number 2. 55 to 44 votes.
I'm dead.
I think I gave the
number
people
2,
points. Yeah.
Starbucks. Number 1,
Yes!
Home Depot, which makes it a tie currently. Z has 6 and the people have 6. Do you want to know how many points you have, Mr. Bonacore?
None.
Yes,
Absolute zero. Too low for zero is an Elton John song from the early 80s.
All right, last question here.
Here we go.
This is the simplest question of all. Which of these is your favorite? I don't know why. Maybe I'm on a food thing here. Tacos, burgers, pizza, hot dogs, sub sandwiches, and salads. Which of these is your favorite? Tacos, burgers, pizza, hot dogs, sub sandwiches, or salads?
Subs, salads.
Taco, burger, pizza, hot dog, sub salad. I know what mine is. Now, what are the people gonna do? You go first. Z goes first.
Ooh.
I'm just hungry now. When's lunch?
I'm telling you.
Whenever you want. You're at home.
This is.
I can't eat lunch at 10:30.
You can do whatever you want, Bonko. You're retired. Do whatever you want. You want to design a board game for Walmart? You go ahead and you do that.
All right,
I'm
Z,
doing,
this is your chance to win.
the Home Depot one. It's going to sell, obviously. The people are going to buy the Home Depot one.
Z, this is your chance to win the game.
I know, this is tough. All these sound, most of them sound pretty good right now.
They all sound delicious.
I'm going to... Pizza. I'm going to say pizza is 2. I have one contender I think might edge it out.
All right, Mr. Bonacore.
That's Bonacore's choice, as in his basically favorite food, in like the whole world. I guess I'm gonna have to go with burger as number 2. Oh, it could be number 1 though, of course. So we'll see.
This is unbelievable. We had 165 people vote. 166. Okay, and I got 1 vote for one of these categories.
1.
Hot dogs.
No.
I bet
hot dogs got 2 votes.
Yeah. I thought. Yeah.
Subs? What?
Salads got 1 vote.
Wow.
What kind of audience is watching this?
I love. Well, it's like your favorite meal, not the one that you have to stay healthy. It's just your favorite.
Some people like salad though.
No, but it's true. You put salads up against these things, and
right, and there's no other things, no other considerations. Salad versus anything. If you were in your deathbed, you're gonna pick anything.
All right. Well, number 4 is Subway sandwiches with 7.
Okay.
Then tacos got 36. So once again, we're at 1 and 2.
Wow, we're good or not.
41 votes for number 2, but 80 votes for number 1.
Oh man.
You got hosed, yo.
Number 2, burgers. Yes. Number 1, pizza. Here's the deal, Z. You can't even blame Mr. Bonico for this.
I know, I can't.
The people
I was so tempted, man. That melting cheese, delicious pepperoni.
The people have 8 points. Z has 6, and Mr. Bonico ends with 3 points.
You're on the board, baby.
So I won. So you're saying I won? Got it. No. I won for the people.
Congratulations, everybody. For beating both Z and Mr. Bonico. But hey, we still got more things coming. We got the news coming up. We'll be right back.
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy breakfast. Today we are looking at Lords of Waterdeep, worker placement game by Wizards of the Coast, 2 to 5 players. This is one of the first worker placements that I tried. I was a bit nervous, but you reassured me that it would be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is quite an old school one. This came out way back in sort of 2012, I think. But it's one of the kind of, entry level, if you like, worker placement games. So if you're new to this hobby and you haven't played a worker placement game, much as this is an old game and much as it's a Dungeons and Dragons game, it's very worth a look. Yeah. It's a very simple mechanic. You've both got a hidden sort of agenda, if you like, which is a card that's been delivered to you, which is your Lords of Waterdeep card. So you are a lord or a lady, and that's got a certain sort of target for you for the end of the game. And then you've got some agents that you place out on the board, worker placement style.
Which I like.
Onto different places to earn you clerics and fighters and so on, and wizards, different characters that you gain into your sort of trust, and then you send those characters on quests by taking quest cards, and basically you pay the price of the quest by paying the wizards, and so it's kind of, you get the wizards and the clerics and so on, and
send them off again.
You pay them to do the quest, so thematically you're sending them on the quest, and you get victory points and gold and so on, and then you use the gold to buy other things. Throughout the game you can build buildings as part of your sort of quests, and then those buildings you can also place workers on throughout the game, and they're better than the original placements and stuff like that. So it's quite a nice mechanic where you're kind of expanding the city, if you like, which is a nice thing. Again, thematically brilliant.
And for me, it wasn't as scary as I thought it was.
No, because you thought it was going to be a very Dungeons and Dragons,
it looks scary.
Literally like the game Dungeons and Dragons, but it's not at all. It's a very nice sort of pastoral feel to that side of it, really. But it's well worth a look. Like you say, you kind of took the plunge and bit the bullet, and you were glad you did, because it was a nice, easy game to play, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so there you are. Lords of Waterdeep, definitely worth a look if you've not played it. Thanks everybody. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Hello everyone, today I'm here to talk to you about Curators, which is a fun little tile placement sort of game. The interesting crux of this comes from how you actually trigger actions. You've got these 5 double-sided tokens, okay? And on your turn, you're going to choose to perform one action. Say you have an archaeologist's hat face up on one of these tokens. You can flip that token to go out, like Indiana Jones style, and get an object, and that goes in your storeroom for your museum, and then one goes of the same type onto the market, which is quite important for being able to get lots of them at the end of the game. So you've done that, and then you turn that token over, and it's going to show a different symbol. Now, that means that you have to line your turns up really nicely, because when I'm turning that token over, I'm not going to be able to do that action until I've turned it back. At the start of the game, you are doing one thing. If you're going to the auction, you're probably only buying one thing for a cheap amount. By the end of the game, you might go to the auction house and buy 3 blue objects because you need them to fill your blue rooms for scoring objectives. And you can do that because you've got the money, you've built up those visitors, you've triggered the financial person, and you're rolling in money, and you've got loads of choice. Also, by the end of the game, you've worked out how to nicely combo your tokens, your action tokens together. So you can be like, right, if I do this once, I can then do these twice, and that unlocks this. So it grows with you throughout the game. It means, certainly on that first play, everyone's doing small, not too impactful turns at the beginning, and by the end, you've got really big, fun turns to do. Anyway, that is Curators. Let me know in the comment section below if you have tried it, and until next time, I'm Oliver East, signing out.
All right, everybody, let's take a look at the board game news for the week of January 13th and onward. We have, first of all, in the news overseas, in Germany, there are two big conventions that are, the first one is the Spiel, which is held every October-ish time of year, which is open to the public, has tens of thousands of people who go. And the other is what's the name of the fair? I know it's in Nuremberg. Oh, it's
Spielwarenmesse.
So this is equivalent to the New York Toy Fair, where it's a big fair that is a toy fair, but there's a big section of it that has board games involved. But this is only open to people who own stores and to the press and things like that. I believe you've been to both fairs, Mr. Boddicker?
Obviously been to Essen many, many times, and just for people know, Essen is the Spiel, and I've never been to what we colloquially call Nuremberg, which that's the city that Spielwarenmesse is in, because of the fact that it is very much a local to Germany. The retailers are there to meet the German retailers are there to meet German publishers. They're not really there to meet Americans, though some Americans do go.
Now, so the smaller fair, well, I guess not the smaller fair, but the Spielwarenmesse has purchased the Spiel. So one has bought the other. Now, the Spiel was won by Friedhelm Mers Verlag, a lady and her son. I've met both of them, very nice people. Wonderful. Have been running Essen. I always thought Essen was like owned by a corporation, but it's not. It's this family who owns it. As far as I can tell from this press release, that family is still going to run it. It's just now owned by somebody else.
Well, I think, again, reading through the words and all that, I believe that the Nuremberg Fair, the Spielwarenmesse, has taken over the management and the ownership. Dominique, wonderful person. She's older. She wants
Dominique
to probably,
is her name. The other name I said was her company name. I apologize.
Right.
I got that.
She wants to retire. I'm sure she's older. The Essen Spiel is one of the best run fairs out there, and it really is great on every level for everybody who goes. But it's a very limited thing. It's not really a convention. And I had this discussion yesterday with someone out there in Germany. It's really not a convention. It's also a fair where people go and they meet the publishers and they play the games and they can buy games, of course. Conventions have more events. They have after-hours stuff. Gen Con runs basically all night. They have open gaming. That stuff doesn't exist. In Essen, you go and you get there at 10 a.m. and you leave at 7 p.m. With German efficiency, everybody gets thrown out of that hall. I have a feeling that this is going to be a great thing because I think, having this other bigger partner, because it's a bigger company that runs Spielwarenmesse, will now maybe change it a little bit so that they do have some of the things that make the U.S. conventions a little more interesting because they're bigger events with more stuff, and they have so much space in the Essen Messe, the convention hall in Essen, to do this. I think this is going to be a good thing long term. I don't know that we're going to see too much next year, but I think long term they're going to make this already largest convention in the world, the Spiel in Essen, even a better convention for attendees.
Okay, to clarify, not the largest convention in the world. I think
largest gaming convention. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about our industry. Largest board gaming convention
I'm
in the
not
world.
convinced that it's bigger than Gen Con
it
because they
is.
both report their numbers differently, so you don't know.
I know, but I'm pretty sure it's bigger.
Certainly feels bigger.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. Bigger, not bigger, doesn't matter. I think this is a net
It's definitely
positive.
big, so right.
Yeah.
All right, now that's the good news. Well, maybe we'll see. The bad news is we just talked about the New York Toy Fair. and that was just canceled. So therefore, my prediction of no major conventions this year being canceled is over. Only 2 weeks after I made it. Now, it does sound, from reading the press release, it was a very positive press release. It's because of the rampant coronavirus. It sounded like they were on the cusp. Yeah. Like they were like, it could go either way. And so at the last second, they decided to cancel it. Unfortunately, this is 2 years in a row for them, which is not good for any organization.
Yeah. Yes. New York Toy Fair is, while it has a small board game presence, it's obviously also, like Nuremberg, it's a retailer of mom and pop type shops that go there to look at toys mostly, right, and collectibles, right? Big collectible sections. So all the big players are there showing these, toys and balloon things and all of these little things that would make a toy store really shine. So while it's not directly affecting our industry, hobby gaming, very much, it is sad, but I think this was very not unexpected, to have that in New York City.
You say
right
that, but
now.
A lot of people online seem surprised.
Yeah, if you would have asked me a week ago, will it go on? I would have said yes, but it was a 50-50 kind of thing.
All right,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Pachamama, which I call Punch Your Mother.
Hey.
That
watch what you're saying.
It's changed its name to Tiwanaku. This is from Sit Down. They changed it for legal reasons. That's what they said. Everything else will stay the same. It's launching a Kickstarter, but they certainly have a fantastic cover there.
It is beautiful.
Beautiful cover. I have no idea about the game.
Let's Sit Down. I tend to like their games, although their games are often like real-time games. So we'll see what this one is. This is, I don't know when it's launching on Kickstarter, so we'll see. Thundergriff has a new game coming called Tuned, which is a 2-player abstract strategy game. It's coming in Q3 of this year. You have 2 donkeys, 2 dogs, 2 cats, and 1 rooster. Oh, this must be based on that fairy tale of the Bremen musicians.
You know more fairy tales than me, apparently. I have
whatever you're talking about, that sounds right. Hence the tuned, as in cartoons, but also tunes.
And
there's musical instruments on the cover, so I think you're right.
The kitty cat is playing a guitar. I love the pieces here. I know, Tom, you love cats a lot, so this is something you really like.
Yeah,
Tom
Tom
hates cats.
It looks I don't. It looks like a very abstract game. Like the donkey only goes in empty space. A dog can go on top of a donkey. A cat can go on top of a dog, and it looks very similar to what's that game where you cover up the pieces? Is that Quarto?
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know, but
no. Quarto is the one where you give the piece to your opponent, right? That's.
I get them all mixed up, but yeah. Anyway, it looks interesting. I tend to like these short little abstracts, so I hope this one is good.
Oh, I forget what that's called, but I know what you mean.
Nice pieces, though.
Earlier this episode, I said, what if you wanted a company to make a game? Well, this is not made by a game. It's from a publisher called. This is not made by a company. It's from a big company. It's from a small company called Offcut Games. But it certainly could be made by IKEA. So this is called Co-op, and it's a cooperative game about putting some furniture together with somebody else.
What? Okay.
Yeah, but keep going, Tom. You're gonna earn meatballs in order to win. What? This has gotta be a cultural translation.
This is an IKEA board game.
This is an IKEA thing. Have you never been to IKEA? You eat meatballs when you go there.
Oh my goodness! Yes. Oh my God. So
IKEA is known for 3 things: their furniture, their bags that people get to carry games around in, and meatballs.
And their lingonberries. Their lingonberry sauce.
That's grouped into the meatballs. Yes.
This is IKEA.
This is amazing.
The board game.
I want to try this game out. This is so strange and unique.
I like the name of it too. That Co-op. It sounds like the weird names they give. The shelves and everything. Calyx and.
How would you actually pronounce that with the umlauts and the /O. There's got to be a slightly different
co-op.
Is it? I'm not. I have no idea how to pronounce whatever we call it. Words that are not in English.
Fantastic. I really
want
to see this game.
Somebody let me know in chat how you pronounce
that's
that.
That's definitely not an umlaut. We can start there, but
umlauts aren't the two things umlauts? No, or was it the little? That's an umlaut.
Yeah,
okay. Sorry, all the Europeans. I apologize.
You're so ethnocentric and horrible.
I'm horrible.
Another game is coming from Hook called Gondolieri. This is from Michael Kiesling, very famous designer who did Azul, and Andrea Schmidt. And both of them worked together and they did Heaven and Ale, which I also think was from Hook.
Yes, right, yeah, which is a fantastic game, Heaven and Ale.
This is a lighter one, apparently. It's coming out mid-2022. They said it has a can't-stop dice mechanism thing inside. So you're trying to pick up tourists and carry them around. And there's a traffic jam at the bridge, and you have to get everyone there in one go, otherwise you're late. It sounds interesting. I'm not sold on this cover, but I'm sold on the
I
designers.
wish I could see. I got to see what this board is going to look like, right? I don't know. From this cover, this is not one that's going to stand out on the shelf to me, but it sounds like it could be really fun. I do like this push your luck idea.
That's what the gondoliers look like in the canals of Venice. So
have you been there, Steven?
Yes, a long time ago, but yes, I have.
I'm going to start marking down when he name drops or location drops.
I have not been there in 45 years. So
hey, that's how old I am.
Anyway, I went there when you were born last time.
Did you go because he was born, or were you there for a different reason?
That's how I was born. He's my dad. Anyway.
No. I am your father.
Another game from Goblin. I'm sorry, that was my fault. Let me reel us back in here. Goblin Coaster. Another game coming from Hook. A 20-minute game in which goblins are building a coaster in their dungeon. And you have to build it before the wagon gets to the end of the track and crashes. I'm already going to make the wild guess Z's going to hate this.
If it's a real-time game, yeah. This is like those, were there video games like this? Or maybe like, little apps like this where I guess I'm thinking of like the Waterworks one, right? Is what I'm thinking of. Where like the little water starts to move and you have to put tiles in front of it quickly.
I do remember that. There's some game like that. That sounds like something. This.
Yeah. It's got a cute cover.
Speaking of cute covers, I like the next cover, Overbooking, another game from Hook. This is another game that's coming out in the latter half of 2022. The king is throwing a party. Thousands of guests are coming, but everyone booked at the last second, and the hotels are full.
It should be called
so
like
you're trying to
Gen
get
Con
your guest cards in hotels in the last spaces.
It's just like Gen Con, the problematic hotel system.
Maybe Gen Con will purchase this and use it. Although, to be fair, 2021, the Gen Con hotel situation wasn't as bad.
With half of the number of people. Awesome.
I'm just saying there's a bright light everywhere. The silver lining on every cloud.
True that.
All right, let's talk about covers that don't look as good now. Fresh Fruits. It says work in progress, so they might be changing it.
Food. You love food.
Yeah, but this sure looks like a game where you put cards on top of each other to score. I don't know. This is not selling me this cover or like on the theme of the game.
Yeah. It looks very abstracted, obviously.
Look, this is one of the most generic covers of all time.
I'm sure, again, this is not, it's not final. It could be completely different, yeah.
Yep.
Staying on the Hook train. Now, this next game I'm excited about, not because of the cover, because the cover's terrible. But it's called Circles. I'm excited about this because this is from designer Thomas Singh, who has done two games I really like, The Crew and the Key series for Hava. I really like both of those. So this is, you're rolling a ball on this track and you're trying to place it in the right space. You make good progress. I don't know. There's not enough details here, but it's a designer. It sounds
like
cool.
roulette, right?
I mean, how does the ball stop? It doesn't look okay. I guess there's spaces there. It certainly doesn't look like it. It looks like a felt area.
I don't think there are spaces. I think it just eventually stops. I think
And
it
then-
looks like roulette. You flick it, and eventually it stops, and wherever it stopped, you get to do something.
You
I
better
like
play
that concept a lot.
You better play this on a really, really flat table. Oh, and boy, it's going to be
Oh my
controversy.
word! You know people are going to complain about
controversy. Oh, is it in this space? Is it in this space? My goodness, this does not look good. Sorry.
It looks fun. It looks different.
I will try it.
You like the crew, though.
I do
All
like
right.
the crew.
Tim from Thunderworks Game on Twitter or Facebook. I guess no Twitter. I guess. Teased a few more things for cartographers. Apparently, cartographers is doing really well because a lot of stuff keeps coming out for it. So we can see that there's Ice, the Frozen Expanse, and Hornhelm, and more coming. It looks like that's map 4, 5, and 6. That's a lot of stuff for this game.
Wow.
All right, Z, I want to know what you think about this next cover.
Okay.
Time of Empires. This is from Pearl Games, which is kind of a civilization-style building game. I like Pearl.
I
you
like that
Pearl
cover.
too.
I think it's a very well put together cover, and I'm not necessarily against anachronistic settings. I don't like the logo. I'll say that.
I don't like that name at all. Time of Empires.
Yeah, and I just don't. I'm not loving that logo. I think it's. I don't know. It doesn't work for me. But the frame around the artwork itself and the artwork, very captivating.
Why not Empires of Time? That's a good name. I'm going to go trademark that right now. Excuse me, before they get it.
Here's the thing, though, Z. If you notice, it's called Time of Empires, and it has 2 sand timers in it. That's because you move stuff during 30-second sand timers. And the designer said they're not a fan of real-time games, but they played it and liked it. Or I guess the publisher, sorry. The publisher played it and liked it. And I don't know. It sounds interesting, but I'm cautious.
Yeah, okay, maybe. I guess I'm intrigued enough to want to take a closer look. How about that? They're saying that this is doing something different with the sand timers. Let's see what you got.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Z. On this next game, First Empires, if I just showed you the cover, who published that?
That is Days of Wonder.
I agree. I went and looked it up on Board Game Geek, and there's no credit given to the artist. But I feel like it's the same artist. If it's not, it's the same style, and it's definitely the same kind of layout that a Days of Wonder game does.
Absolutely, but it is Sandcastle Games. They've got one game so far, Res Arcana, which I adore. So I've been waiting for them to finally, come out with another announcement to figure out what their next move was going to be. They, as a company, are very much a Days of Wonder style company, though. From the same geographical place, same sensibilities.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And they're publishing just a few games. This is designed by Eric Vogel, who did Cambria and Katara. Katara was yellow. Who's Cambria? I don't remember.
That might have been self-published.
Yeah, I don't know. Yes. No, Closet Nerd Games. I did not like Cambria, so we'll have to see. But that was 2008, so that's eons ago.
Yeah.
So this game is kind of like Civilization-ish, where you're going to take a historical civilization, pit them against other historical civilizations. Interesting. Okay.
The look of it looks great. I hope it's good.
Well, the board is very generic, actually. I'm looking at
very colorful, though. It's
very colorful,
very colorful.
But it's kind of it's a very risk-like board, in fact.
Yeah.
That's not knocking the gameplay. I have no idea. I'm sure it's very modern in design. I like Civ on all levels. So yeah, I'm in on this one to check it out.
This is the most intriguing game of everything we've looked at so far today. This is my most intriguing.
Oh yeah, I think there's a lot of cool looking games.
Good.
All right, Grand Gamers Guild has a new little escape room game coming out called the Cupid Crisis. This is an 18-card escape room game. I played their first two, the Kringle Caper and the Independence Incident. They're very small little escape room games. You get 18 cards. You go through the cards one at a time. You might combine cards or whatever.
You need
very
an
little
app
in this one.
to play them as well.
Yes, I think.
Or internet access, rather. You need
internet access, and you type in your answers. It looks like they're doing all holidays because they had 4th of July, Christmas, and Halloween, and now they have Valentine's Day.
Cute.
Speaking of holidays,
I love the cover on this one, by the way. It's very creepy and that's just very interesting cover to me on Cupid Crisis.
Well, speaking of good covers, this next cover looks great. Yeah. And that's no surprise because this is from Elf Creek Games, Santa's Workshop. So this is coming. Is this coming to Kickstarter?
They've used Kickstarter on all of their last 4 projects or so. No. So I assume so.
It says it's a pre-order slated to open on their website later in 22. They obviously made this announcement first thing in the year because it's a 2022 holiday release. Interesting, kind of a really long tail on announcement of a holiday game.
Yeah,
but
sure, but
I get it.
I've played Santa's Workshop. This was originally from Rio Grande Games.
Oh, this is a reprint. Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, it was. Let me quick look it up. I gave it a 5.5.
That's a stellar review.
Are you sure it's the same? It's the same designer and everything, same game?
It is the same game, same designer. Now, a lot of the reason of my negative review was the production was very bad. That's not going to be the case anymore, but they also said they're revamping the game in general. It's a worker placement game. You're putting elves out to get resources and stuff to build presents. I liked it, but I felt there was a few flaws in it. If that's all changed up and with a better production, I'll give this one another chance easily.
Well, the one thing I can definitely say about Elf Creek and the folks that run it is they are very good developers. Very good developers.
Right, because they took Atlantis Rising, and really made it a better game.
Absolutely. So very good development over there. And the game Atlanta Rising is coming 2023, by the way.
I changed it before you could correct me.
Georgia will rise to the surface again.
All right.
Love the cover.
Probably the best, in my opinion, of all the app companies out there is Direwolf. They did Root. Their stuff is just fantastic. And now they're doing Everdell. That should get everybody excited.
Absolutely, yeah. If anybody's going to do this correctly, Direwolf will knock it out of the park. Yes. And this game has a lot of moving parts. So you need a developer like Direwolf who can do Root to do something with as many moving parts as Everdell.
And then finally in our news today, Gutenberg. I guess not finally. Sorry, second to the no, never mind. Yeah, second to the last. Anyway, Gutenberg, which was in my top 10 games in 2021, is being brought to America. It was from Grana, but it's being brought to America by Portal of all things. That was unexpected to me. But I'm pleased, and my review of Gutenberg actually is going up Sunday, I think.
I have not played. I basically know nothing about it other than everyone seems to love this game. You obviously have played. I assume you liked it, Tom. Do you want to say anything?
I do. Well, yes. It was in my top 10.
You just did.
Oh, I missed the top 10 points. Sorry, I missed the top 10 points.
You were in the top 10.
Oh. Well, I obviously forgot your top 10 because it was a very forgettable top 10. Except for this game, congratulations to Ignacy. Congratulations to Ignacy for picking this one up. He just hear great things about it, so. I don't remember it being in your top 10. Wow. I really don't care about your top 10, I guess.
Okay, right. Wow. Wow.
Amun-Re is being reprinted again. I believe this is the third time it's been reprinted.
Third edition of the game, right?
Well, in the words of Mike DeLisio, Vincent do trade artwork. That's all true. Really. That's all. That's all that a lot of folks are gonna need to know, because it's a great-looking cover, very evocative. It's a classic. There's no debate with that.
Reiner Knizia's last great game.
I'm not even going to address that. I don't. First of all, Witchstone is great. He just came out with is excellent. At least it's a very, very good game. But Amun-Re is one of my. I never did a top 10 of my own games, but it's up really high. It's like one of the best 5-player games. You really want to play this game with 5 players. Love Amun-Re. So I'm very interested to see it back in print. I can't.
Never done a top 10, Bonacor.
What's that?
Go ahead, Tom.
Z.
Anyway,
Tom,
okay. Chip, Dale. This is coming with some expansions. Yeah, it's coming with some expansions included in it, and it's a 20th anniversary. Here's my thing.
You're saying Reiner Knizia hasn't made a good game in 20 years, Tom.
That is not what I said. That's not what I said. I said it's his last great game. I also think Witchstone is a good game, but I think it's a good game. I think Amun-Re is a great game.
Yes, I mean, I agree. Witchstone is a very good game. I'll give it even bigger points than just a good game. But Amun-Re is superior, and yeah, it's a just genius design. I love this guy.
All right.
And I want to see these expansions, and I want them for my current game. Not I have to buy this. No, I'll probably buy this.
You're gonna buy it.
Of course.
Anyway, that's the news, folks. Let's keep going.
Hello, Proti here, your remaining content creator, and today I will continue my series where I will talk about a specific part in a game, and today we will take a look at the lookout mechanic in Fort. Fort is a deck builder where you are trying to gather friends so that you build up your fort, your playing fort in the garden. What is interesting is there are 2 mechanics in Fort besides the deck building. It's the follow mechanic. You can play a card and the other players can use the public action of that specific card, which you can use too. And the other thing is, cards that you are not using that round are not getting discarded in your discard pile. They are put in your yard, and the other people at the step of the game where they can choose a card, they can choose something from your yard. So you have to watch out exactly what are you using and what you give the possibility to the other players to take. And I want to talk about the lookout here on the player board. This is the player board of Fort, and lookout is interesting because you can put here the cards under the lookout, so that you see just the symbols of the cards, because there are cards which are getting more powerful depending on how many symbols you are discarding together with the card. But if you have those symbols in the lookout, they are counting as if you discarded cards, so that your benefit of the card that you played is more powerful, which is interesting because you can play really nice with the lookout. Once your cards are more powerful, which are using the different elements that you put on the lookout, you can put more cards here depending on your fort level. So if you make the correct combination, either you make it more diverse so that you have more cards that are working good, or you niche on a specific symbol with cards which are triggering on that symbol, so that you have just those cards more powerful. And at the same time, you can go for some cards which are giving you points depending on how many cards you have in the lookout, so that you get points during the game by playing those cards. So it's really interesting, and I think the lookout has this flexibility to make your cards more powerful and in the same time gather some interesting points during the game. This is what I wanted to talk about the lookout mechanic in Fort. Have a nice breakfast.
Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella here from Meeple University and the Dice Tower. We've got Viscounts of the West Kingdom here.
Yeah, one of the things that always surprises me about this one is how different the length of the game can be and how different the score can be depending on how players play it. Almost more so than most games I think I've seen. I've seen this one with points in the mid-50s when it's played really quickly. And recently with one of the expansions, the winning score was in the 180s. That's a huge disparity.
Yeah, well, expansion is coming to Kickstarter, by the way. It's not available out yet. But you're right, I remember you've got a 5-player game, and that was a long game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then we've got 2 players. It doesn't really, the player counts doesn't really make that sort of difference in length. It's just depending on the strategy. Like there's strategy where you get a lot of deeds, a lot of deaths, and it's gone really quickly.
Yeah, I always find that it can be tough to plan when a game can have that big of a difference between how long it takes to play.
Indeed.
But it's also quite interesting when it does, I think.
Yeah, it's almost like other games that has different end game trigger as well, kind of like similar, rather than okay, there's this amount of round. So what games are like that you have experienced? Let us know in the comments, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Bye.
That's it for another Board Game Breakfast, folks. Thanks so much for coming along and joining us. A couple things. If you haven't backed Dice Tower Kickstarter, consider it. It's at dicetowerkickstarter.com. And in 55 minutes, the top 100 of all time this year starts out. And you get to come in and see how Z is wrong. I don't know. Maybe his top 100 is good. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Okay. It's terrible.
It's terrible?
It's good. It's going to be good. It's going to be a great video, though. Even though you're wrong.
All the time. Reiner Knizia.
All the top 100 Knizia. You can do that with the Knizia easily. The top 100 Knizia game, since he's got 700.
He definitely has more than 100.
400 and something.
I might
700 or 800. No,
that might be a quick list.
That's a great one.
Knizia's top
Stretch
100 games.
Stretch goal, baby. Come on. I want to do that one with you. I played probably 100 of his games.
You have to play a lot more games first. But all right. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
And I am the podfather of gaming, Stephen Bonacore.
I should have introduced him. See you next time, folks.